Plantlife is the third in an annual series of exhibitions at Fen Ditton Gallery that focus on the natural world. A developing part of the gallery programme, this series foregrounds artists, makers and designers across media who draw particular inspiration from the natural world and create memorable objects and images as a result. All exhibits by the 10 artists and designers shown in Plantlife are for sale, and a proportion of sale proceeds will go to support the work of Plantlife charity's Royds Verges project. You can read more about this project and the work of the charity by following the link at the end of this short audio. Works range from a magnificent 2-metre square printed and stitched quilt by leading textile artist Pauline Burbage. You can hear her being interviewed by Hannah about this work on the adjacent podcast on the website, to drawings by the sculptor Nigel Hall and black and white photographs by Lottie Atwood and Paul Hart. A new group of exquisite hand-pierced and hand-engraved ginkgo leaf brooches by master artist engraver Malcolm Appleby are complemented by works in pierced and hand-painted gold by Christopher Thompson Royds. Sculptor Lizzie Fairy shows some of her vivid willow drawings, and the art of engraving on glass is represented by a pair of goosegrass vases from Katharine Coleman and a glowing yellow buttercup vase by Yorkshire duo Studio Gillies Jones. In recent years, I have become more and more aware of a botanical thread linking the work of artists and designers whom I admire. This can range from the use of and research into natural dyes and fibres in the field of textiles, to particular patterns and abstract forms that have in part derived from the study of plants, to paintings, photographs and prints that directly depict flora in different ways. Many artists are also gardeners. Think of Barbara Hepworth's garden and collection of cacti in St Ives, or Elizabeth Blackadder's magnificent iris collections in Edinburgh. There seems a natural connection between many forms of art and the study of plants and the act of gardening. This makes it all the stranger that botanical art is widely understood and practised as a kind of subcategory of the arts, conducted to its own rules as a form of scientific observation, with limited space for the artist's eye often. This is, of course, not to say that there is no remarkable botanical art within this set of rules, merely that it is scarcely understood as such, despite noticeable 20th century artists such as Cambridge alumni the late Rory McEwen. But I would defy many to really claim that there are many works on paper that equal the brilliant vitality of Malcolm Appleby's ginkgo leaf brooches activated by the power of his engraving. And equally rare, in my view, is the ability to evoke a tangible sculptural presence, such as Nigel Hall achieves in his winter larch twig sketches. A different kind of perception is prompted in the viewer. There now follows a sequence of images, one from each artist, which I am accompanying with a direct quote from the artist in question. There are further images of works and more information about all the exhibitors elsewhere on the website, and you can also email us at the gallery for more information on this and all other aspects of our programme. I'm passionate about the amount of energy and power that springs from the ancient craft of engraving. Works of art should be made for everyone to enjoy. Engraving is central to my design and art, and it is from engraving that my other skills have evolved. Even after all these years, watching the image emerge in the developing dish continues to intrigue. It's an intense, indeed obsessional and long drawn-out process. The good news is that creative immersion like this can sometimes lead to one of those hallelujah moments that we all live for. Starscape, made in 2015, was the first large quilt that I made using my cyanotype prints, using the energy of the sun rays to expose the fabric to light to create a print. I think of this work as a textile landscape. I study and observe and appreciate the natural world around me. The beauty to be found in the ordinary has been a constant theme in my work. I first visited Japan in 2004 and am still inspired by the country and people that seem to have the beauty of the ordinary at the heart of their culture. I have a fascination with living things and natural forms. For me, willow has become the medium for interaction with nature that is deeply personal. The bowl has always been our form of choice. To free-blow a symmetrical, thin-walled bowl is one of the toughest disciplines in blown glass. The buttercup bowl is a celebration of yellow and the power of these tiny flowers to reflect their high summer colour into the world around them. Uniquely in the plant world, buttercups have mirror-like qualities that absorb blue and green light, and in so doing reflect other colours. For many years I have spent some of the winter months in Switzerland on the Italian border. I walk and make a lot of drawings of the landscape. These don't translate directly into my work, but indirectly they do. One year I drew how twigs from larches had fallen and caused hollows to be formed in the snow around them, and how these black spiky twigs sat within these concavities on a white expanse. This type of landscape tunes up one's vision. When I first re-established my darkroom around 20 years ago, plants were one of the first subjects I explored. I was pushing to get the kind of detail I admired in works by other photographers such as Carl Blossfeldt, 1865 to 1932, or Ron van Dongen, born 1961. You need long exposure time to get that detail, which was quite a challenge in an outdoor environment. I learnt a lot through studying the plants, which definitely influenced the texture and graphic detail of the later forestry studies that became the Truncated series. For millennia, flowers have been used to adorn humankind. Against Nature seeks to reciprocate this simple action. Each piece comes apart to be earrings, a brooch, or pendant. The wearer, as in nature, can pluck the flower head from the stem and put it in their ear or buttonhole. A simple ritual, but one which goes to the essence of jewellery.